Hello, so this is Tinkercad. I've got so much to say about this, it's awesome. I just thought I'd put it up here to show all my subscribers and anyone new who's just searching on how to use it. This is going to be a little bit of a basic tutorial on how to use it. I'm still learning, I've only used this for about a week and I've picked it up pretty quick. So I'll put the link down below for the website. It's completely free. You can then create an account, and when you're on the account you'll have this here. So you want to go to create 3D or 3D creator, and to start off with, this is your build plate. Down on the right you have your settings. So I do this to my build plate of my 3D printer. You also have your millimeters or inches and other custom things that you can change that I've not played around with. Change the background color and etc, etc. So I've already done that to my specifications. You have the snapping of the grid. I use sometimes 0.5 or 0.1 of a mil. We'll leave it on 1 mil just to get us going. On the left here you have some basic controls. Your mouse can do these as well as clicking on them. So this you can hold like this, go from the top to the bottom to the left and the right. You have your home button that will bring you home to the top of the build plate. You can have your, I think it's like a select all. You have your up and your down, which your scroll wheel does. And you also have your different views, which is very handy as well when you're doing different things. On the right, you obviously have your build plate, which you can put another build plate on top of the build plate. So just quickly, I will show you. So you put that on there, and then you can put a build plate next to it, and that sort of moves your build plate. Let's put that back. You have a measuring tool, which is good. So you can drop this down, and this will click on it, and it will tell you all the measurements of this cube, which is really handy when you're doing stuff and you have to keep referencing back. I like having this tape measure here. You can move the tape measure to wherever you want. You can get rid of it, and you can, let's say, end point, midpoint. Also have notes, so you can put a note on it if you want to type something. I'll put text, but you can put whatever you want. Let's get rid of that. And then at the very top here, you've got import, export, or send to. So if you're going to export it to a 3D printer or a laser cutter, or you just want to export it to your folder, you can do it there. And then up here, which is not highlighted, so let me drag a few more things on just so they come up. So the cruise tool up here, this is pretty good. Very, very handy tool. So there's like two ways you can put an object on top of an object. You can either use this little arrow here and go up or down. So we go up 20 mils, which you can see. There we go, it's here. And then we can drag it across and put it on top. Or, let's go back one. And again, you can use the cruise tool. So highlight one, put it on cruise, hold this little circle in here. And as you can see, we cruise straight to the top, which is pretty handy for odd occasions. I haven't really used that much, but it's handy, makes it a lot easier. You also have, let's get something else out so you can see it clearly. So text. If you highlight the text, up here you have your mirror, so you can flip the text. That's good if you're making stamps, because obviously when you stamp it, it's going to be forward. I learned the hard way on that one. And then you can do whatever you need to do, turn it upside down or whatever. So let's get rid of that. And then now we have these two boxes. We can highlight both of them either by dragging a box over with a left hand click, or we can hold shift and highlight both of them. And now we can use this tool. Align is really good. So we want to align these boxes together. So we have these down here on the left and these here in front of us. These ones up here will do the height of the box, and you can see the box moving. So I want to put this box in the middle, so like that, like that. Now they are perfectly aligned, which is awesome. Now we can highlight them both again. I can't do this one yet, but we'll do it in a minute. This is group. So this one, we can group the boxes together and make it one item, which is really handy. So you can make objects up and all sorts. And if we highlight the box again, we can then ungroup it with this one. And now it's back, which again is very handy. We can now, if we wanted to, put a hole in this box. So let's say we want a 1 mil thickness of a wall in this box. What we could do is we could go here and put it to 19. And we could put this one here to 19. Now, oh, that was the height. So let's go back. See, this is you've got to be very careful what you're clicking here. Put 19. Like that. And then we can put it inside the box. Again, it's going to be quite hard to align. So what we can do is use that align tool. We can just highlight them both. And if we go to the align tool, again, the two middles is what we want. And it's perfectly aligned. Now what we can do is I always change the color of one box because I think it's a little bit easier, so I can still see the other box in there. If you wanted to get rid of this outer box so you can see the middle box, you could push this little lamp, which is the hide button. So now I've hid that box, which gives me access to the box inside. We want to cut it out now, so we're going to click this box and we can then push whole. And now when we go back over to here, we can click show all, which is the box's back. We then can hold shift again and click on the yellow box, and they're both highlighted. Now we can push merge and we have a hole in, which I think is pretty good, right? So your imagination can run wild with what you could do here. It is amazing. So that's that. Again, if you wanted to unmerge it, we could just hit that and it's unmerged and they're both there. And we can do that. While we're on the subject of this, on some of these here, you have loads of different, so you can make how round you want to make this box, which is pretty cool. Steps on the box. Length, we can change right here as well. And height. I don't like using these, I like using these, so, you know, you can just write in what you want, which I think is much easier than trying to get it with that. I think it's okay for rough, and then we can just do that, and the box is back. So that's pretty cool. And there's other things on other objects as well that you can drag in with text and stuff like that. You can also do height, bevel, and segment again, which is pretty good. So this will lead me onto the left hand side now. We have all these sitting here. We can drag it into the middle like that, or you can use these, which I'm going to show you now. So we'll start on sort of like this side here. So we can copy something and then we can paste it. That gives us two. We can also, let's move this out of the way, duplicate, which is really good. So I'm going to show you a little trick which I learned and it's amazing. So if I hold shift now and hit that, not all of them, just that one. If I hit duplicate whilst holding shift and move it over, because when you hold shift you can't go up or down, you can either go on that axis or that one, XS, or I can't even get the word out. You can now, if you say you wanted it, let's say there, right? If you don't let go of shift and hit duplicate again, it will actually duplicate with the same gap, which I think's amazing. That really helps out in projects. And whilst you're holding shift as well, if you push your right hand on your click on your mouse, you can view like that, which again is really handy. So that's what that button does. And if we highlight everything, we can then just push delete to clear this, to clear the slate, the build plate. So over here we have home, so that'll put us into the middle. If we click on this box and click this one here, fit field of view, so it brings us straight into the box, and then you've got your plus and your minus, and to change the view. So you look at the view change. I just thought I'd go back over that again whilst I've got things on the bed, just to show you the different view of it, which gives it a more of a 3D effect. So that's sort of like the basics. Over here, you have basic objects you can pull in, stuff like that. You also have a drop down, and you can have designer, so things that people have made or they've preset. You can play around, but you can make this with what you have on the basics. This is just to help you along the way. Creative mode, it goes on and on. I really do urge anyone that's never tried this to honestly give it a go. It's amazing. Electronics, they've got everything. So yeah, that was a bit of an overview on what it is, how it works. You're going to be seeing this in a lot more videos, so I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll catch you all soon. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, subscribe and comment, because it really does help me out.